Why, hello there, my name's Depth Charge 2030, and today I'm talking about Future's End, issue number 6. Take a look at that cover art with, dead Red Robin in the background with all this lettering and fanciness that Lois Lane here wrote, and all that. It's like a keyboard and fingers of her writing this dead guy. So let's just jump right in and talk about the issue. So the issue starts out with, Plastique, Key, and that one guy, Coil, just talking about how they're gonna break into, Terrific and all that. And I like this little, bit of the comic. It's just these villains just sitting around playing chess and being like, so how are we gonna get into this? Maximum, super high-tech place. And then it's just oh, yeah, we'll just, we'll kind of wing it. And then Terry McGinnis, he's just walking around his whole hobo outfit, and he looks at Plastique, then he looks into his cart where he kind of has the dead body of that one cyborg that came with him from the future, and he's just like, these are the same person. So he and Alfred, the AI, they're kind of being like, yeah, this might be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing, because then he starts to kind of listen in on what they're talking about. It's like, okay, they're going to try and, do the same thing that we're doing. They're trying to break into Terrific. So this could be either good or bad. And then we cut over to what, Mr. Terrific's doing, and he's just, taking a look at the fight that went on between Batman, Beyond, and that one cyborg Plastique. And it's just like, oh, I'll take care of that, It's that hobo guy. I'll take care of that. Woo. And then we cut over to the awesomeness that is Frankenstein, who I've been reading up on, and I gotta say, the dude's backstory and all that trade, that's awesome. So I now kind of know what Frankenstein's about now. So I can see all this going on. They're going to go and find out what happened to Stormwatch, and so I now know what the Sailor Lady is. That's, that's Father Time, that's Ray Palmer. I now know what's going on. I'm now on the up and up. So it's like, oh, we're gonna go into a microscopic spaceship, shoot through the Phantom Zone and all that, and reach that part of the universe, and yay. So they're doing that, and the Atom, he's kind of like, hey, hey, we're not going to be detected, because we're too small, so these people won't detect us. Except everyone in the Phantom Zone and their mother just looks at them and starts to attack them. So, yeah, it doesn't exactly go the way they thought. So Frankenstein and Amethyst, they leave the ship and have to confront these people. And what I find neat is, there's, a parademon in there, so that's kind of being like, oh, hey. And I think I think Vandal Savage is in there as well. He has, it kind of looks like the new 52 Vandal Savage in there, so I'm kind of like, oh, that might be Vandal Savage. And all these other tattooed Kryptonians, maybe. I don't know, it's a Phantom Zone. And so they're fighting off people, but then Frankenstein gets shot by lightning, and then they turn around and it's Black Adam, and he's in the Phantom Zone. He's like, come, have at thee, monster. I am not Thor in any way. Lightning. Ooh. And then we cut over to what's going on with that one Tim Drake guy, Red Robin, and he's just like, okay, it's closing time at the bar, everyone shoo. Except the douchebag half of Firestorm, the one whose mother apparently died in the non-scene war. He's drunk, and he's hitting on Tim Drake's, girlfriend, whose name is Madison, I believe? Yeah, Madison. And is like, hey, I'm drunk. Join me at my, Red, in my room so you can tuck me in, because I'm a person like that. And then Tim Drake just punches him with his palm, and he just does a backflip. And I just love how Tim Drake's just so he just does it so straight face and all that, and then he just kicks him out. And then Lois Lane kind of goes like, hey there, Red Robin. Remember it when I did an article about you dying? And so Madison also apparently has ties with Lois Lane, and I find that interesting how this one character I don't know, or I've never seen in a superhero identity, is kind of being like, I have ties with that character. So I like that. They're kind of giving this whole Tim Drake supporting cast, a role in the world. And I hope to see a Red Robin comic book series, maybe, DC. You know, New 52, we're losing, like, Batwing, give us Red Robin, please. Teen Titans, dear God. And then Tim Drake just goes, get out of my bar. And yeah, that's like the second one he's had to kick out of his bar. And Tim Drake's cool. He's just cool about that. And so, he and Madison, it's like, you were Red Robin? He's like, no, maybe, no. And so they kind of just talk, it's just like he manages to, like, divert attention from the topic and just be like, oh no, who I was, you know, in the past, yeah. And then King Faraday is being like, okay, so Lois Lane is just mucking around with business, and so I think he has something to do with how Tim Drake's alive, so he's being like, just because he's just watching Lois Lane do stuff, and he's like, he's also trying to find out who sent her the box, so he's on this earpiece with his secret squiggly line friend from like a couple issues ago, who's also talking to him, when Masked Superman shows up and tells him to leave Lois Lane alone, how she's off limits, and then King Faraday is like, okay, cool, okay, she's off limits, okay, cool. And then he kind of brings up the topic that, you know, you might not be Superman under that helmet. And he's just like, okay, you know, it's best to just shut up now before he comes back. And yeah, and that's the end of the comic, where I gotta say, I liked the issue, I really did. It was nice seeing all this, like, it was nice to see the villains just bounce off one another, with Plastique being kind of like, oh, it's independent. You mean impenetrable? Yes, that. And it's kind of cool to see like characters in the, like, they just bring up the fact that, oh, this person is that person. Yikes. And like what's going on in the Phantom Zone with Frankenstein is like, that's interesting, but you know, it's kind of dragging along there. But the stuff with Tim Drake, that just has me kind of the stuff with Tim Drake's just intriguing. Because how he, like him and his supporting cast is just, it's nice to see, but once again, they throw in, like, another weird thing going on with Future's End. It's like, oh, who's Masked Superman? Last week it was, oh, hey, Brainiac. Although I can't see how Masked Superman kind of goes into the whole grand scheme of things, where I could see Brainiac being the guy, main bad guy, actually, but, you know, I don't know. I'm not the guy writing this, I'm just the guy who reads this. So yay. I don't know what's up and up. God damn it, Frankenstein. So, I gotta say, I love the issue, I love the artwork. Dear God, these guys, if this is like the quality of everything, I'm just like, yes. So, issue number 6, gotta give it like a 4 out of 5. My name's Depth Charge 2030, and I'll see y'all later.